Hello everyone, my name is Janelle. I grew up doing competitive gymnastics as well as competitive diving. For gymnastics, I went all the way up to level 10, and for diving, I went into college for it. I am so happy to bring my knowledge and experience to you through my at-home video series that I am starting. And the first series will be on what everyone wants to know about, the handstand. We are going to go through 3 things that are vitally important before we get into our handstands. And that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to go through 1, wrist mobility, 2, shoulder mobility, 3, hamstring mobility. So let's get started. First up, wrist mobility. First, we're going to want to take our wrists while we're kneeling and place them on the floor. We're going to go through 5 rockers, keeping your elbows straight. Next, lift your hands up, turn your hands outward laterally, spread your knees apart, and rock side to side, keeping your hands firmly on the ground and your elbows locked. Finally, place your fingertips towards your knees and do the same thing again. Rock back and forth, keeping your palms pressing to the floor. Great. Roll them out, and we're on to the next. Shoulder mobility. I want to remind everyone that I've been doing these types of stretches for the last 20 years. It takes a lot of hard work to get to where I'm at. So don't feel discouraged. You'll see great results by doing these movements daily. So first, we're going to do 4 sets of 10-second overhead stretches. You can do this on a table or a chair or a couch, or as you see here, I'm using an ottoman. Make sure that you don't arch your back or bend your elbows during this stretch. Excellent job. Next, we're going to take one arm and put the other one on the floor for support. We're going to do the same overhead stretch with straight elbows and a flat back. Then we are going to move in to a side rocking overhead stretch. You're going to do about 5 rocks side to side, maintaining that flat back and straight elbows. Then we're going to switch. Excellent job. Now you will need a lower surface for this last movement. We're going to lay down, prop our mid forearm up onto that surface, flatten our hands, and hold our head down to the floor as best as possible. Then we are going to go into more rockers. We're going to do about 5 on each side. Excellent job. That concludes the shoulder mobility section of this video. Let's move on to hamstring mobility. First, we're going to do 5 slides into a pike. Then we're going to follow that by a 5-second hold. Make sure that your knees are straight during this exercise, and don't push yourself beyond what you can do right now. You will work up to a point where you can touch your toes if you cannot do that right now. Also, don't worry about your toes being as pointed as mine, as I've had extensive training in ankle mobility, which is not really necessarily needed for handstands. So we'll do about 2 more sets of those. If you would like on this last set, you can flex your feet as I just did. It'll give you a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. Next, we're going to isolate each leg. Slide one leg in as best you can. Try not to go beyond your knee. We're going to hold for 10 seconds in the center, making sure that knee is straight, that's extended. Then we're going to do 5 seconds on the outside and 5 seconds on the inside, and switch. Excellent job. Now this next one is only if you can touch your toes, so please do not do this if you cannot touch your toes yet. This will give you an even deeper stretch by elevating your feet onto a surface. We'll just hold that for about 10 seconds, and if you can in the long run, after doing these videos, put your elbows on the floor. Now we're going to do a standing pike. When you're doing this for about 10 seconds, make sure that your legs aren't locked out all the way. You want to give them a little bend so that you prevent injury. Great. Now, we're going to go on to what's called hamstring floss. Usually this is seen with your hands on the floor. However, if you are a beginner or your hamstrings are extremely tight, it would be advised to do it as shown here. My hands are on an elevated surface and I'm still getting a really good stretch in my hamstrings. We're going to do 5 on each leg, continue alternating, for a total of 3 sets of 5 on each leg. Great job. Now let's take a breather. And for this next movement, you're going to need a surface that's about hip height. I use the edge of my couch. You can use anything like a chair or maybe an island. We're going to do 5 kicks on each side. I know you can't see me really well, but it works. Awesome job. We're on to the last movement in this video. These are half handstand kickbacks. You're going to put your hands down on a low level surface and kick one leg back and switch. We're going to do about 10 on each leg. Great job, guys. That completes the first video of the handstand series. Now remember, if your handstands aren't where you want them to be, or if you're a pro, all of the mobility exercises that we've done in this video will prove to be beneficial for you. I still do them, and I've been doing handstands for over 20 years. So my advice to you is that if you're a beginner, do this series every day for the next week and see your progress from the beginning to the end. If you are pretty good at handstands, also do this series because you will be able to build on your handstand, like doing one-armed handstands or walking or pirouetting. Thanks for watching and participating, and I really look forward to creating the next video within this series, which will focus on shoulder stability.